Greetings and welcome to another powerful episode of the AlonzoBash Podcast, where art meets culture. In this special episode, we sit down with 2019 Groovy Soca Monarch Champion, Marvin Davis, better known as Swappi. From the streets of Sealots and Morvant, Trinidad to commanding stages across the Caribbean and internationally, Swappi shares an unfiltered look into his journey, resilience, and evolution as an artist. Swappi breaks down how he earned his name while working as a bouncer and reflects on his early roots in gospel music, including the challenges and unfair treatment that ultimately pushed him toward pursuing Soca professionally. He opens up about his passion beyond music, including his love for cooking and fashion, giving listeners a deeper look into the man behind the hits. We also dive into the story behind his breakout anthem, Bubble on a DJ and Bucket, his heartfelt tribute performances honoring Soca legends like Baron, Black Stalin, and Shadow. Swappi shares the emotions and reality of winning the Groovy Soca Monarch title and what that moment meant for his career and legacy. This is a story of perseverance, culture, and staying true to self, told in Swappi's own words. Real people, real conversations. AlonzoBash Podcast starts now.
Greetings and welcome to AlonzoBash Podcast. I'm your host, AlonzoBash, and of course, today's special guest, man. Trust me, one of the most versatile artists. I wouldn't say soca artist. I would say one of the most versatile artists out of the Caribbean. Ladies and gentlemen, let's waste no time. His mama and papa name him Marvin Davis. P. The pop dance.
Yes, man.
Long time, man.
Yes, I've been a long time. It's been a while.
Been a while.
Yeah.
All right. So let's start with this. I will try to make sure each episode is a little different, when I'm interviewing. So your name's Swappi. I've heard it's a conjunction between Benjai Swanky. That's what I heard. Well, that's what I read, right? So I'm going to give you to elaborate how your name Swappi came together.
I used to work at a club called Sabo Latino. That's the attic in Trinidad. It's somewhere in Marvin. It used to be in Marvin. I was a bouncer there.
Okay.
That was around 2008 before I actually came onto the soca scene. As a bouncer, you have this thing that you do this routine.
Yeah.
You're checking all the patrons, making sure that they have no no weapons and weed and that kind of thing. So after we've done all that, all the security will gather themselves downstairs. And we were just have a little lineman while we lineman and stuff.
Yeah.
I would see some nice girls, going into the club.
Yeah.
And I would just call them out and I would be like, oh my gosh, that girl looking very Swappi.
Yeah.
That girl looking Swappi. And people start pulling me this Swappi boss on there.
Yeah.
DJs, the patrons, every time the DJ is about to spin, every single DJ about to change shift. Big up to the bouncer in the corner here. He's called the Swappi boss.
Yeah. Right.
Call my girls, Swappi. So from there, everybody start calling us the Swappi boss.
Swappi boss.
Yeah.
So that was because Trini have a way of using words there. We have a name for everything.
Yeah, we have a name for everything.
So was that a name that came out in the top of your head, or was it like a term that was being used loosely in the street or something?
I am a spontaneous kind of individual. I'm a walking creative.
Okay.
So whatever comes to mind, I bring it to life.
Yeah.
I hear something in my head, I will say it. If it sounds good to me, I feel confident enough, I'm telling it out there. And it becomes that thing, it becomes that slang. And everybody start using the word, be like, what? Wait, is he already saying it, boy? And girls looking Swappi. Swanky was the thing back then. So I came up with my own terminology for the girls and them that look sexy. That's a Swappi.
All right. Cool. Very creative. So you were born in Morvant, but grew up in Sealots. Am I correct?
Yes. I was born in Morvant, grew up in Never Dirty. Part of my life in a place called Never Dirty.
Yeah, Never Dirty.
And parts of Coconut Drive. I went to school in Morvant.
Okay.
And then I spent half of my life in Sealots too, because I have brothers and sisters in Sealots.
Okay.
As well. So my father from Sealots, my mom from Morvant.
Okay.
So I grew up in both communities.
Okay. So I think that you grew up. Your mom and dad was not together. Stayed home.
My mom and dad separated. They separated, but I was a kid when I was around probably 8 years old after they were married.
Yeah. Okay. So how old were you when you were so I guess I'm asking is you spent most of your time in the Sealots area, yeah?
I wouldn't say most of my time. I would say the the early in my early 20s.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
my early 20s around there, I spent that time in Silots from birth until I was like around 18 and 19. And then the other half is Silots.
All right. So I myself grew up I grew up in the East, Arima. These communities like Sealots and Mova, Never Dirty, and these places have a certain level, have a certain stigma.
That was the stigma, yes. But coming out from those communities,
Yeah.
I don't feel shame because
Mm.
there are great people that come out from these communities
Yeah.
and have done great stuff. For instance, like Destra came from Lavantil. So when you look at when you picture the name Lavantil and you look at Destra, that's
Yeah.
a good thing. That means that it have hope in these communities. Great people, doctors,
Yeah.
there's footballers, the best footballers, most of the talented people, most people that have that is saying something today came from these rural communities. Boys came from Stawa. You know what I mean? A lot of people come from, Patsy. She came from quite down in the countryside. In I think is somewhere down in the deep south.
Yeah.
Bonji Galen, he come from Komoto. You know what I mean? So everybody that have some sort of success, it came from the gutter.
Yeah.
That have it spoon fed.
Also, your siblings, you got brothers and sisters? How many of you guys?
Yeah, I have two brothers right now.
Yeah.
I had three brothers. One passed away. One was shot. He was shot around 2023.
Yeah. Recent. Wow.
Yeah, but she was murdered. And I have five sisters.
Wow. A big family, man. Nice.
Each.
Nice. All right. So let's talk about the early schooling. What the schooling like? Primary school, secondary school, stuff like that.
I went to I didn't complete secondary school, unfortunately, because of poverty. My mom, it wasn't that fortunate, for me to access education on a regular as a regular child growing up.
Yeah.
It was very, very hard. Distance from school to home was like, that's like you have to take a car and I just walk.
Yeah.
And that distance. So it's in the community, then there's a broken home.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a lot of bad elements that contributed to me not achieving secondary stuff like that. As far I completed primary.
Yeah.
But went into secondary. I also actually find myself. So I found myself into doing a trade in white tap.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes, I'm a certified chef.
Yeah. Nice.
I was like cooking and stuff, so I dealt with in culinary. And then as I get old, I like military stuff, so I joined the military.
Yeah. It wasn't
Yeah.
kind of well, it is up for the school.
Say again?
No, you say you mentioned the military. I myself was in cadets.
Cadets. Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, most of the time, man who joined cadets, that's normally the transition. But you also mentioned you dropped out of school, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but I always look at life from a positive perspective that the end goal is never to quit. The end goal is never to end up on the block. The end goal was never that for me. It was always to dig deeper in it. I know there's always something there. And as I achieve, I always feel like I haven't achieved enough. There's something else.
Yeah.
And there is something else. And there is something else. And I know there is something else. Even at this stage, I know that there is something else. I haven't reached the pinnacle of my potential as yet. So I'm still climbing there. So that is my way of getting myself driven.
Yeah.
To just keep pressing on and just keep, digging deep. I mean, I don't know what else for the Father above have for me to do again, apart from music. So to answer your question, yeah, that's my educational background as where that is concerned.
Yeah. You did mention something, and I really want to kind of hone in on this part that you said that even though you didn't finish school, you had a fortitude to go back and maximize some of these programs that that the government have, like YTEP, that I'm familiar with, and all these different programs. Now, is it your opinion, or shall we say, there's a lot of folks that, to be honest, that didn't finish school. We call it post primary, or like you said, some folks
Back in the day, yeah.
post primary. And I mean to laugh, but once again, post primary had the stigma. But yeah, guys who didn't finish school, what would you tell guys? Like, hey, that's not the end all be all, because you did it. You actually went back and hey, finish it, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah, I well, I did what I love to do. Apart from music, I was hands-on in cooking. I always like to cook from a very tender age. I was looking at my mom during Christmas time. If she's sick, I would take up the the responsibility to provide for the family. I really want to be making the breakfast, the lunches, the Christmas dinners, the that. So I always like cooking. I always like to be around the kitchen. So I decided, you know what? Let me put this thing into some bigger practice.
Yeah.
Get certified. One day I might be able to own my restaurant. One day I might be able to do some catering. One day I might be able to do something. My dad was a mason. I never like to get my hands dirty. I never liked that job too much. I did some carpentry as an apprentice. Those back in the day, people have apprentice. You're working in the shop. Did some of that. I didn't like it. I did some construction work. I did some a bus concrete. I didn't like it. I did it all. I did some security. I worked KFC. Yeah, I did all that. Work stuff.
You work at KFC as a what? Cook in KFC?
I worked KFC as an assistant cook.
And
I
which,
was
which,
in
which location? Which location?
Porcelain,
Okay.
the most
What-
famous location.
Oh, man, you did it all.
Yeah, man. I did a lot. I did security. I work on I would say the deceased treasure queen. It's at the bottom of the ocean right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was the first boat that actually gave me my major exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 2010, it gave me my major exposure.
Yeah, but so before we get to that, before 2010, when you bust or you break out, I understand you had you just sing gospel also.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I used to sing gospel. During all those periods, during all those working KFC and working Subway and stuff, I was into gospel music. I was into the Pentecostal church, had a Pentecostal background, to the ballads first, and then I branched off by forming my own band. My band was called Revelation. Omi Makano was once my drummer. If you know that soca artist, he's called Omi Makano. Yeah. I have a song that is still playing currently on the gospel stations called Clearly Way. It's still big. One of the biggest gospel soca's ever. Yeah, the biggest soca gospel. The date, I've done some shows, I've done some things, man. Yeah.
That's nice, man. That's nice. All right. So you mentioned 2020, you was working in a Treasure Queen from the story that I heard, and well, I'll let you tell it. So you're working security, and when did you realize, like, you know what? Well, you did mention gospel. What was the transition between singing gospel and getting to soca heavy?
And I had some experiences there in the gospel
Yeah.
arena. And those experiences wasn't too nice. I felt a bit discouraged. I was like, you know what? It's better I just go and do soca music. Yeah.
What happened?
What happened is I did a gig and I had a manager at that time, but that man he wasn't a manager, he was a con artist.
A smart man.
Yeah. So when I realized that he was on smart thing, he came onto my job. I was doing some cooking in a restaurant, and I told him check me, so he had some money to me and stuff.
Right.
So I did a series of shows. When it's time for paying out, this man gave me only $10.75.
You serious?
Yeah, 10. Yeah, no, I'm serious, this man. This manager man, this manager man, give me $10.75. I was pretty discouraged. I was turned off for a while. And after seeing that, I saw this ad in the papers.
Yeah.
And it was Synergy Soca Star. They want some new talent. My brother and myself, we decided to form a group and we joined. The group was called Colony. We joined. That was the big thing in those days. Those days we didn't have social media.
Yeah.
And that was B Mobile Synergy Soca Star.
Yeah.
Back then, Fireball came first, Kim Basazano came second, and Colony came third, which is my brother and myself. And from after that, I felt sweet, I guess sweetly soca, I get to like the thing. Yeah, so then after that now, so fast forward now, that was around 2007, 2008. I joined the club as a bouncer, moving on to calling myself Swappi. Then this guy came into the club looking for talent. This guy called Marlon Grant.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's like, I'm looking for some talent, man, looking for some talent. So the bosses of the club said that, hey, there's somebody looking for talent. You could sing and stuff. Why don't you give this guy a call? So they give me a card. I call this guy for 2 weeks, no answer. The last day in the 2 weeks, when I get fed up, I was like, nah, boy, this thing is not for me. He called me.
You call it back.
Finally, when he called, I had a stack of CDs like that.
Mm.
Them times we had no, no plugins for no thing. We had no flash drive. We just had CDs. So he said, meet him down in Port of Spain now. I said, all right. I worked on about 15 CDs like that.
Yeah.
And the one track, it had one song that it had in that stack of CDs was City Girls there. And every time I looking at she face and me looking at she like, yeah, she wanna wine. So he listened to all these tracks. He said, nah. He said, do you have anything else?
So, all right, wait, let's take a pin right here, right? So you had the CDs. Obviously, it was a demo. What we call a demo, right?
Demos, yeah.
So at that point, how did you figure out what style you wanted to sing? Because you very versatile. You have a kind of dancehall slash soca, and like I said, coming from gospel, I'm sure it wasn't singing like that,
Nah.
Yeah.
I was more into like R&B and I was more into soca.
Right.
For some street, just like Vibes Cartel. Vibes Cartel is one of my idols in the music, And I was like, how can I fuse dancehall with his style and my style
Right.
and make Swappi a product?
Right.
So
Right.
you know what I did? I took piece of me. I took piece of Michael Jackson. I took piece of Vibes Cartel. I took some energies all around soca and then fuse it into creating Swappi along with my military moves. That's why you see I move like that on stage because of some of the attention, the moves, the turns, the break. Right. So along with Michael Jackson, I twist and I break everything and I form everything into one piece. And I created Swappi. So with that now, I put that in the vocals with some characters of like, hey, Swappi, and I 3D, 4D, doing all these things. So I took that and I recorded the Nago Play track on demo. One bad guy in Digo. And I recorded the track on demo. Fast forward into Marlon now that wanted to hear what I have. So you listen to all the tracks that I have, about 15 tracks, but they were all soca that you don't like.
Yeah.
Coming on to the last one, it's like, you have anything else? It's like, I have this one here, but I don't know. I wasn't sure if you would have liked it because it's something like dancehall. When he popped that in his deck,
I
was outside the car. When he listened, he take a come in the car, sit down. When I sat in his vehicle, he was like, bro, you need to go and record this professionally now. I said, you sure this is it? He said, this is it. This is crazy. I said, I need a bad guy. Right now to go and record this professionally. His name is First Class.
Oh yeah, big up First Class, man.
Yeah, big him up same way. So he was like, go by First Class and record this. Went by First Class. When First Class see me for the first time, he was like, wait now, we know each other from Synergy Soca Star. And two of us energy that's merged like that.
Yeah.
He took the instrumental, he put my voice on it, record the track. We got the initial rights and stuff from God rest Christian Cabaza's soul.
Yeah. And that what song was that again?
And every time I looking at she face and me looking at she eyes, me nah go play, girl. Me nah go play no game. This girl, she wanna wine and move her waist.
All right, so it's funny that you mentioned that, right? Because your name came up recently. Big up KG. On KG podcast with Fireball.
Right.
And you pretty much just explained that the song itself was more so a dancehall song, but it was marketed as a soca song. Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest with you, if you listen to the song, it have this line said, she wanna wine to the beat of soca. She wanna flex. She wanna wine to the beat of soca. No, that was influenced by my ex-manager, Marlon Grant. He was like, Swap, you need to say soca because it's singing so much like dancehall, but with soca element because I'm a soca artist, like from Trinidad. Obviously, they wouldn't label me as a dancehall artist. We did not Trinidad just yet. He is now coming out of the raga soca thing. So he find a clever way to fuse it and to label it as dancehall soca. And it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at that time, Carter was in the air. Instant Signal was in the air. Carter was beating on the radio. So here comes the local Trini. Cartel, with this nice flow. Everybody was hip to it. It was just crazy, man.
Yeah. All right, so that time your boss, as you would say, 2010.
2010,
you heard your song on the radio?
Second?
Do you remember the first time you heard your song on the radio? When you heard it?
Yeah, asking some nice questions here. Let me tell you, the first time I hear this song on the radio, I was in sluts. Listen, I was brushing my teeth. I was in my boxers bareback, brushing my teeth. I said, but wait now, I hearing tweets and I'm busting up the song.
Right.
I run across to my brothers and them house. We had to run to it. If you know sluts is, that's that tracks.
Yeah.
Real alleys and stuff. Just with your galvanized and stuff.
Yeah.
So I, with my toothbrush in my hand, in our boxers, bareback, and I run to the trap. Bang and on my brother door. Shame. This song playing.
Yeah.
He put it on the radio. And listen, my sisters, brothers, my friends, everybody sat and just listened to the song in silence. And when the song done play, everybody just start celebrating in that bro.
Yeah. Wow.
Talking about them, I was using here, but it was crazy. Just with just silence. And after silence, it's just a fiasco. Is everybody but oh.
Yeah. That's it. You reach.
Yeah, it's like crazy. And from after that said morning, the song start playing every single day. Every day. The song start playing in ads. And then I got my first appearance. Oh, I don't want to jump the gun. I think I jump in the gun.
Don't worry yourself, man. And you get share a story and trust me, I know where to pull back and go forward. You get to go.
Right. So I got a call from my first appearance.
Yeah.
In Zen nightclub. Yeah. And when I got that first call, I was like, I don't know how to do this thing. But then my manager looked at me and he was like, he put his hand on my shoulder and he tell his son, all that's need to do is just think about your performance, get through, manifest it, and then believe it. And I was like, so easy? He was like, yeah, that easy.
At that time, you had no experience, really, like.
I had no experience, especially performing that tune, that kind of particular tune. So I had two girls, right?
Yeah.
I had a big, I don't want to use that word. I had a big swapalicious one, and I had a very small one.
Yeah.
So the small one came on first and do the thing with me.
Right.
And when the swapalicious one came out, the crowd went ballistic. And she dropped in a split like that, bam, on the stage. A next level of ballistic.
Yeah.
And then I leave the stage and they call me back. She drop again. I leave the stage. They call me back. She drop again. I leave the stage. They call me back. And there's like 8 encores.
Wow.
And the confetti that time was just napkins. Everybody was just straight napkins. Man, that was crazy.
Yeah. All right. So your buses, your first performance was in Zen. So let's talk about 3D, 4D. I believe now you have 5D.
I stop at Swapdan.
So okay, so I'm trying to understand. So Swapdan came after what? So what was first?
3.
3.
No, it was Swappi Boss first.
Swappi Boss first.
Yeah, then Swappi 3D and Swappi 4D.
4D, and now it's Swapdan.
Yeah.
All right, so about the 5 thing. All right, so when did you realize or say to yourself, you know what? All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna brand myself or keep rebranding myself to keep the name fresh and keep the image fresh.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna tie that with your fashion. How did you pretty much put that package together?
Well, back then we had in hip hop, I would say not in hip hop, in pop, right?
Yeah.
We had Lady Gaga doing all these crazy things, right?
Yeah, true.
And I am always like looking at international acts and looking at international stuff and how can I incorporate this in local?
Yeah.
I took a page from her page. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do what she did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do crazy, but I'm going to incorporate it in Swappi style.
Yeah.
You know, in a man term.
You know why I laughing and
Yeah. I was like, you know what? I like the fact that in entertainment it keeps you buzzed, it keeps you on your toes, it keeps you talking.
Yeah.
And now entertainment is about entertainment is not just being on the stage. Entertainment is like keeping people who is on the air, people who is on social media interest in what you're coming with. You know, you always have conversation, whether on the streets, off the streets, on platforms. You know, you always have conversation. And I was always on top of my game with that. So here comes the 3D now to go with the craziness.
Okay.
3D was something that was now coming into existence with us in the last years and that kind of thing. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna incorporate that with Swappi in a 3D. So the 3D now also enhance my performance. So I perform in a 3D. So when you see me now, you have to put your glasses on because you're gonna see me in a 3D.
Different.
So I'm gonna be doing some things that you never see before. You never see artists, you know, really do on stage locally before. I accomplished that. All right. I was like, okay, so how could I maximize this? My management, he was like, Swappi, you need to go in 4. I was like, 4? I was like, you don't think that's too much? He was like, nah, Swap. He said 40, you know what 40 means? It means see, smell, touch, hear.
Yeah, the whole package.
I was like, okay. So I upgraded my stage presence now. So I used to shop in this robotic place
Yeah.
in the UK. Went there personally. I used to see it online, and when I was in the UK, I went there very, very deep in the UK. It's like in a hole. And when I walk into the store, and it was just shouting Swappi 4D.
Yeah.
Crazy light up glasses, the gadgets, the headpiece coming to your face, the clothes illuminating when the lights hit.
Yeah.
Shoes, every single piece of accessory. And I was like, I need that. I'm gonna put that on my dancers. I'm gonna put that on stage, and I'm gonna bring that to Trinidad. So said I did. So it's basically I walk to the future.
Yeah.
Presented the future before the future.
Yeah, man. I mean, you listen, man. You known for them styles. You know, when Swappi come out, there's something different, something crazy, something. You know, it definitely you're talking. I mean, over the years, you made some Instagram posts, and the ladies, you know.
Well, that was Swap done. That was Swap done. But the Swappi 3D.
Yeah.
I mean the 40 came with the bucket song. It came with the bubble and DJ. That aura about the Swappi 40, the aura of Swappi 40 was very powerful.
Yeah.
It was very pronounced when I step into a venue. You know, right? I come out the vehicle with my dancers, but the aura of Swappi 40 was very, very, very powerful.
Yeah, 40. You mentioned Bubble and a DJ, man. Did you realize that song would have been such a mega hit?
Yeah. From the moment it was sent to me from a London feature, Bill up the Carols, he was like, Swap, I needed to do something on this. And I was like, immediately, that song just came to my mind one time. Yeah. My girl just wang your bottom. Baby, come bubble on a DJ. When you ain't on bubble your waistline. My girl, yeah. It's crazy.
Mad. I'm going to talk about another big tune around that time, man. It's probably one of the craziest tunes ever came out of Trinidad because everybody participated in this, man. Bucket.
Yeah.
How did that whole concept came about?
Man, I must say big up to my brother, big up to all those guys in Sealots, you know, my homies, Bucket. Not this guy that was teasing on in the
Yeah.
and they was like beating some buckets and calling this guy Bucket Head. Bucket. It was like bucket. And you know, I drove down there and I saw them, you know, teasing this guy about this bucket.
Yeah.
And then they actually was making a whole gimmick about it now.
Right. Kick thing.
Yeah, and then I went to my brother and I was like, Juice, so let him that song now.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, yeah, well, all right, well, go ahead. I was like, you sure? I said we could do something on it or not? Because this song and I something.
Right.
So I recorded that little piece of the bucket, and I went to buy first class and I took that to class and I was like, class, let's do something on this.
Yeah.
I was like, I hear now. Pocket of it, pocket of that, pocket of it, pocket of that, pocket of that. So I sat down with him and I built the instrument with him.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you know all the nights, the song nights. There's those dramatic movies of the
build up before the battle.
Right. So I said, class, I need some hits on the keyboard. I need that kind of chum, chum. And he did exactly what I told him to do. I was like, yes, that is it. And we started building that from there. Originally, that song was supposed to be me and Marshall.
Yeah, so I heard. Yeah, continue.
But Marshall gave me the blessing and he was like, Swap. He was going to do it, but he was promoting 3-0 rum at the time.
Yeah.
And he was so caught up with the promotion and stuff. And he was like, Swap,
you want to come
bad tune? He says, Swap, go ahead. I was like, boy, you sure? He says, go ahead. Sky's the limit. Fly with her.
Yeah, nice.
And he gave me the blessing.
Yeah, man.
And that was it.
Yeah, man. The production in that song is crazy. That's from the beginning.
Yeah.
Story on stage, man. And you look at the crowd and there's all kind of bucket KFC bucket, all type of bucket people in the audience.
Man, you're talking about Soca Monarch 2012.
Oh, Soca Monarch? Okay. Soca Monarch 2012.
Yeah, that was Soca Monarch 2012. I was the last performer. I was right after Marshall. I was between Iowa Super and Marshall.
Wow.
And I was the last one. Everybody was tired. But guess what? They stood in the crowd and wait for Swappi with all type of bucket. Pigtail, concrete, paint bucket, small, big, large one, small one, all types. Yeah, that was crazy. That was one of the most memorable contribution when it land. First night when it land. The next day, one thing was sold out. All those hardwares were sold out. And that shows how powerful artists are with influence. Or we can influence people.
That is true. And it's funny that you mentioned that because I did an interview with Anthem Douglas, who let the dogs out.
Yeah.
Mentioned to me that the same thing, they couldn't find dog colors because women were walking around with dog colors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah. And that was a big thing back then.
Yeah, that's a big thing. So 2012. So you pretty much got your break in 2010. Was 2012 your first year at Soca Monarch?
2010, I had an appearance at Soca Monarch, but I only make it. I never make it to the finals because the final song was too dancehall. So
Yeah.
2011 I didn't make it either, but 2012, yes.
Okay. All right, cool. So I want to talk about remixes, man. You have a certain. I don't think there's anyone, and I stand to be corrected. Don't come for me, anyone. But when it comes to remixes, I don't think no one has that style and talent like you. What motivated you to do remixes? Like Dan It Up, Fiesta, Black Stalin, Shadow, all the different songs. What was the inspiration behind those remixes?
Moving fast forward to Swap Dam. So this is Swap Dam.
I'm done now. All right, well, I don't want you to skip anything. You finish.
Nah, that's okay. That's okay. This is Swap Dam now.
Swap Dam.
So, right. 2028. I always love the Mighty Shadow. Mighty Shadow has always been an inspiration to me from birth, small growing up. Always love his music. I used to call him Uncle Shadow. Still listen to him Uncle Shadow. And when he passed on in 2018, I don't know, something about his aura was around me a lot. I used to listen to a lot of his music.
Yeah, me myself.
And I love Selena as well.
Okay.
So listening to Selena and listening to Shadow, it birthed its party start. Yeah. I will tell you how. After he died, I went to Johan. I was like, Johan.
Yeah, Ultimate Retail.
Yeah, Ultimate Retail. That's what I need us to work together, boy. We think about us working together and stuff. Long story short, after we had the meeting and stuff, he was like, Swap, we will do something. So we sketched something up, but it was with Colonel Roberts at the time.
Yeah.
We listened to it after a month. After we rested down, we come back to it, it didn't hit us. And he's like, Swap, we need to go back to the drawing board. He'd love to say that. You come back to the drawing board with him.
Yeah.
And he's one of the most honest producers ever.
Yeah.
He don't pour water in his mouth at all. Came back with him.
Man, Maximus.
He don't play. Don't. We sit down in the studio, we building this thing, man. He building it. So he give me a piece of that. I went to with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, listening to Ella Andel, and she had a song called Man Just Run Away. Oh, just run away. I just run away. Run away. And then I put it on and listen. And I hear myself singing. That is all I will. That is all. I was getting.
Yeah, something.
I get something here, boy. Then I was like, okay, the party start. Doi Doi. I don't know if you know the song called Doi Doi back in the days.
Yeah, it's a long time. So it's mad slang, Doi Doi.
A big slang back then.
Yeah.
So I was like, the party start. So the party start came from Shadow.
Right.
The way I just say it now. The party start. The party sweet.
Yeah.
Party nice. I was just saying the Christmas nice.
Yeah.
Christmas sweet. Christmas nice.
Yeah.
So I took all that and mixed it into one piece and got party start. Went to the studio now. Yeah. When you want here, come out with is Roman Ramaje, he watch myself. He said, record that. I put it on. I said, the party start. The party sweet. He got excited. He said, put on that. I said, oh God, we need something else, boy. So I started humming.
So wait, at this point, the song didn't have no body. You just had those.
No, it had nobody. So you say, where's I now? I say, pidi. Mind you, that pidi boom bam, that is from Selena. Pidi bum bam, pidi. A bidi, a bum bum, a bidi. So I took that and I was like, pidi, not knowing that I didn't even know that I was singing that song.
Yeah, that's something.
But listen to music all the time, things just come to you in a different kind of light, So he was like, put on that. I was like, you man, but is there no words? Is there no lyrics of that? It's like, people love stupidness, Swappi. People love stupidness. Record it now. Put it down before you lost it.
Right.
I put it down. I was like, okay, all right. We need something else. I want to drink all the place right now. I want to wine in space right now. Maybe you're in the room with it. So he put on that. He took all those pieces and then he tied everything together. Now, when he pressed play, the start was birthed. Took me all the way to Soca Monarch. First, one Soca Monarch. 2019, Swap Dan was birthed from there.
So Swap Dan was birthed after Soca Monarch because Trinidad was speeding, so I want to make sure I get the timeline right.
Well, Swap Dan actually carried it. Yeah, carried through. Yeah.
All right. You mentioned Soca Monarch. Congratulations once again.
Yes, thank you.
Now, I heard you wasn't really expecting to win because that year had some big hitters, You had Blacks.
We had Blacks. We had Vaughn. We had When I Dead, put Jab on me tombstone. Listen, I backstage and I hearing these songs and I'm playing. I in my trailer.
Yeah.
And my belly hurting me because I was like, oh my goodness, I don't think I'm gonna win this thing, So much crowd response, the crowd singing word for word. I up next. Mind you, I was the last performer. So I come on my trailer, I pop my cigar in my mouth. My deceased mom, God rest her soul, she said, Sonny, all right? I said, I ain't too good enough. She said, don't worry. She put she on my shoulder and she was like, whatever is for you is for you. And then my brother walk up to me and say, he said, what happened, Swap? I said, I don't think I can make this, boy. He watched me, so he said, Swap, ain't you coming to give them something? I say, yeah. And then he hit my belly and he said, go on.
That's the thing brother will do.
Yeah, he said, get him. And then he said once, and this and I popped that cigar in my mouth. I said, and I went on stage with my cigar in my mouth and spread my hands from left to right with one mic stand. All my dancers in the background. And listen, I never see so much flags waving in front of my face. Blocking all the TV, blocking all the cameras. And man, oh man, oh man.
Yeah.
He's in the back base is Shadow, Mighty Shadow.
Yeah.
And I little skit in Mighty Shadow and pay tribute to him.
Yeah.
And it was history. When I reach home now, I reach home before the competition was over. Because I had a performance immediately to do right after Soca Monarch.
Yeah.
So when I reach home now, my phone buzzing away. I sleep in. My phone buzzing away. Zoop, 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 zoop. Congratulations. When I opened my phone, I was like, what? I didn't know that I really won this competition because I thinking that, it's some kind of prank, it's a joke.
Yeah.
My DJ came over.
Yeah.
My DJ, HMB, he came. He was like, Swap, where's? I said, home. He said, come on over here now.
Yeah.
I said, why? Why you win, boy? I said, I win what? He said, why you win the competition, boy? So he drove over and he lifted up and said, I was like, you win.
I'm glad for you.
The next day, it still didn't hit me.
Right.
Until 2 or 3 days after. 2 or 3 days after, then I was like, okay, yeah, I really won this thing.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
All right. You mentioned first class earlier on. After you won the Soca Monarch, there was some type of disagreement between you and first class. So, monies and stuff.
That wasn't Soca Monarch. No, we have to pedal back. That wasn't Soca Monarch 2019.
Okay.
We have to pedal back to Soca Monarch 2012 and I think Soca Monarch 2013. What happened was, Class and I never signed no agreement for any song. We never put anything into writing. We never really discussed any material arrangements, so to speak. Back in those days, William Monroe, he was the one to actually give the artists a stipend.
Okay.
For performance. I think it's a $20,000 check or something.
Yeah.
They will be there just to bring your props and whatnot and stuff.
Yeah.
To give you a stipend. However, I never placed in Soca Monarch 2012 and 2013. I never placed. You know what? They give you something. I think it's something used to give you like a consolation prize on your student. So
yeah,
I think it's they used to give it 100,000 some stupidness like that.
That is still money, it's still money.
Yeah. I trying to remember if it's 100 or if it's 50 or something. It was so long ago.
Yeah.
However, me with my good self and my good heart, my manager, he have to get 20%. I think it's 100. My manager, he have to get 20% out of that.
Okay.
William will have to take back that money, right? Because they kind of loan you that, so you take back that.
Yeah.
The props dancers and whatnot. And still class gets, I think it's either 40.
Yeah.
From that. So I think he wanted half or something, I think like that. I think it's 60, 40 or some shit. So he wanted 60 and 60,000 and for me to keep 40 or something. So, but I told him, so that can't work.
Yeah, because he wasn't calculating the other expenses.
And, plus, at the end of the day, I mean, we didn't really sign anything specific, but out of my good self, I still, you're still eating our bread. Let me cut and clear. Okay, next time, moving forward, if you want to put something in writing, no problem, you could do all that. But all the monies come to us like that. This is this is my first time. This is my first time entering this thing. This is my first time receiving that kind of money and dealing with this thing. So, and as well for him too. The second time came around, it was the same process. I gave him the same amount. And that went downhill faster than a jet plane. Look at the crash.
He felt like he was getting robbed.
Yeah. And he felt as though he was treated unfairly. And I robbed him, and he went spreading out my name to everyone, Peter, Paul, John, and everybody in the industry, and saying that I robbed him, which I didn't. I gave him what I can give him.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, I had to live too. I had to live, my dancers had to live, top man had to live, manager had to live. You know what I mean? So, and that was that. I tried to reach out to him many times to squash that nonsense and let me work it out in some kind of way. I try many times and never. I mean, I don't like to hold beef and thing with people because I'm not a beef man.
Yeah.
I find beef to sit down heavy in your chest. Beef don't settle.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Beef don't either. So holding beef and thing, partner, the man that I know about beef. Beef is not a good thing.
Yeah. So having that experience, what advice you would give up and coming artists?
Man, cross your T's and dot your I's. Everything moving forward. Make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's. Make sure that you have your paperwork, prepare your paperwork, sign your paperwork, have a lawyer read it, review it, have a team review it, and once all is settled on whatever, make sure everything's settled. Everything paperwork moving forward.
Yeah.
That's my advice to everybody that, or anyone decide to come up in this business.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. All right. I want to talk about the mighty Baron, Feeling It, big tune. The whole, even had him in your video as well. Yeah, how did that whole concept come together?
I always like Uncle Baron music as well. Ever since I'm small, that kind of music, that kind of nostalgic music. It's always take you back to when you were small, your grandparents having a nice time in the yard, the playing cards, drinking rum. But you just in the background just watching now. We look at that boy, nice energy. And when I hear the song, it is just pulling me back to that kind of nostalgic memory. I need to do something with this boy. Any music now, any game now, people, shoot your shots. The sky's the limit. Did Jeff Zach, I talked to you about it. He was like, yeah, let's go for it. I love the idea. He talked to his wife, Shalom. He talked to all the people that was responsible for building the track.
Right.
They got to Mogos, forget his name. They'll come to me. They'll come to me as we go along.
Lesson Paul?
Lesson Paul. Big up yourself wherever he is. Yes. Lesson Paul. I find plenty, boy.
That's all
I like that. Full clappers. Yeah, he ain't coming to play. So big up to Leston Paul. Yes, he was the producer for that track back in those days. He was also in the video.
Yeah.
And they all give us their blessing. Of course, we signed paperwork and we signed contract and make sure the percentages right and everything. And my manager then Isaac, he put everything together. And then Johan, of course, he put the magic together, the magic pieces.
Nice.
And boom.
That was it.
Yeah. Big up to the VCD, the productions. That's more than a very good talented videographers.
Yeah.
Big up to the whole team that wouldn't make that video possible as well.
Nah, man, you definitely had that talent because listen, that like you said, Shadow, Baron. When you hear those songs, it's like you didn't stray too far away from the original, but you made it modern.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's called Modern Calypso.
Modern Calypso. I want to ask you too, man, because you came from, like you said, bubbler DJ, that kind of hardcore / soca dancehall vibe, right? Did you feel the audience change or your bookings change when you came out with Feeling It and a lot of these kind of like groovy, old school groovy styles or new soca?
I would say the audience that the older folks appreciated the stuff that that I did with the old music, and then the newer generation now accepted the fact that I could take something that old and make it trendy, make it pop, make it new. So it's more like it's an infuse of both worlds.
Yeah.
Old generation mixed with the new.
Yeah.
So I would say I got newer fans too.
Nice. What's your take on AI in music? Because AI now is in soca. What's your take on AI?
Me personally, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I guess my take. I don't like it. I would stay far away from that.
Yeah.
Me don't like it. What I would say, we have technology that is advancing. I would accept that. We have things like Chat GTP.
Yeah.
Put something in Chat GTP and you could get something. You could get some information.
Yeah.
I don't know if the AI is something similar to that in musical terms.
Pretty much.
But me as an artist,
Yeah.
where's the creativity going? Where's the true sense of the soul of the music?
Yeah.
When you have computer just generating words and making a whole song for you.
Yeah.
To be honest, in that aspect, it's kind of cool, but you could still take from that and say, all right, I got an idea here, but let me put my soul into it now and make it something. You see, when you could take like the whole thing, the whole shell, and run with it and say, yeah, boy, I think this is me. I doing that.
Yeah.
I personally have an issue there with that. But I wouldn't do it. But to each his own, whoever want to do it, it's fine. I wouldn't bash nobody, but it's just my personal view. I mean, you ask up questions, so I'm giving my personal answer for that. I prefer to go to the pen, go to your brain, and discover music from your soul, from your pure soul.
Yeah, more creative.
Yeah, and build the thing from your soul, man. Yeah.
All right. So we just wrapped up 2026 Carnival. How was Carnival for you this year?
And I want to say big up to the Ministry of Culture, big up to my Prime Minister, big up to MCC, big up to my girlfriend. You know what I mean? But behind every good man is a good woman. You know what I mean?
Well, listen,
behind every successful man, a good lady at the side. You can't leave it on your own. And I will tell you this: had not been for these elements coming together, Swappi 2026 would not have been possible. It would not have been possible. This was one of my best.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So this part of the podcast is called 2000 Questions About Me. It's based on a
2,000 questions?
Well, listen, it's based on a book that I bought a couple years ago. I'm not going to ask you 2,000, but I'm going to ask you to pick a number from 1 to 2,000. And the number that you pick will be the question that's going to be asked out of the book.
All right.
Yeah, ready, man. I'm ready.
47.
47. Simple. All right. 47. Boom, boom. Boom, bam. All right. Do you treat yourself and your body with respect? Do you treat yourself and your body with respect?
Me, which is my name, and my physical body.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. 100.
400. That question is kind of simple, I'm going to give
Very simple.
I'm going to give you a bonus wrong, man. I'll give you a bonus wrong.
85.
35.
No, 85.
85? All right. 85. Who is the very first friend you ever remember making, and how old were you? I guess making out. Hold up. Who was the very first friend you ever remember making? Probably mean meeting. And how old were you? Probably meeting instead of making. So we'll say who was the very first friend you remember meeting as a youth, and how old were you?
Yeah, but that's a hard one, but because I don't remember that,
Yeah. Memory lane.
First friend is in.
Yeah, that was saying the first friend. Who was the first friend you remember? You can remember, Well, let me tell you, I can remember my first friend in the early days that a fella named Chevron Hemley. Like primary school days. I remember, them names like that. He was from Lahokata. And I could say that was one of my very first friends from early days,
First friend could be like your first best friend kind of vibes.
Yeah.
I would say, hey boy, my first best friend, friend, I would say was a guy called Troy Bally Ramble. Back in primary school, back in them school days in Mova.
Yeah.
I was really growing up. Yeah.
Yeah. See? Yeah, that's why I like the book, man. Sometimes it take you in certain places you wouldn't really think or certain. Well, so I'm done, man. At this point, man, before we wrap it up, once again, I'm gonna open up the floor to you. Any last things you want to say, to your fans or any messages or what have you? You music.
Man, I just tell everybody, to keep Swap that in mind.
Yeah.
And follow me at my new account. My old one, it got hacked some years ago. So I'm now trying to build back.
Yeah.
And you could look out for me with some new stuff, upcoming. My Instagram is Swappi 4D.
Yeah.
Yeah, SWAPPI. You could follow me on there. And you could find some nice upcoming stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can look forward to a lot of goodies that is coming ahead, for the future.
Yeah, man. Swappi, man, give thanks for the time, man. And once again, man, much appreciation moving forward. And thanks for your contribution to the arts and culture, man. I'm really proud to see the man that you become. And, from your early years to now, definitely motivating, definitely inspirational to many. So I just wanted to keep up the great works,
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Good man.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man. Ladies and gentlemen.
That's it.
Swappi.
And that's a wrap on this episode of the AlonzoBash Podcast. Thank you for tuning in and rocking with us. If you enjoyed today's conversation, leave a comment and let us know your favorite episode so far. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to help the podcast grow. You can catch the AlonzoBash Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and even on Amazon Alexa devices. Just ask Alexa to play the AlonzoBash Podcast. Until next time, stay inspired, stay connected, and as Alonzo would say, stay focused on your goals and dreams. See you on the next episode.
You are Swappi.
Drink some rum. Long time now I have some fun. Long time now I feel so nice. This party is paradise. Long time now I drink some rum. Long time now I have some fun. Long time now I feel so nice. This party is paradise. The carnival session. Woman in my hand. Maybe so high in my body. I'm feeling it. Oh, feeling it. I feel it the party. I feel like a drink. Some rum from the morning now. Alcohol flowing up my veins. Party calling up my name. And I feel it. Tell them I feel it. Tell them the carnival session. Woman in my hand. Maybe so high in my body. Sing it. I'm feeling it. Oh. Sing the thing, man. Sing the thing, woman. Play the brass. So come up and join me here. Lady, give yourself a chance. Jam me closer as we dance. Oh, gosh, and I'm feeling it. Oh. Hey, you feel? I'm feeling it. Oh, every time we jam. Oh, yeah. Every time we wine. Maybe so high in my body. some rum. Long time now I have some fun. Long time now I feel so nice. This party is paradise. Long time now I drink some rum. Long time now I have some fun. Long time now I feel so nice. This party is paradise. The carnival session. Hey, hey, hey. Woman in my hand. Maybe so high in my body. I'm feeling it. Oh, oh. Feeling it. Feeling it. Play the bra again. Hey.